Bonjour, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cyril. I have been a stem cell researcher for quite some time, and this is why I can tell you about the science that is behind skincare ingredients. And for today's video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways of how to improve your retinol, so aka transform your already super potent retinol into a beast mode. And before I start, if you want to see more of my content and don't miss any of my new videos, I invite you to subscribe, and also don't forget to ring the bell to not miss any of my new videos. So if you're not new to my channel but also to my blog at cyrillaurent.com, you already know that I've been raving and talking about retinol for a very long time, almost since I've created this YouTube channel. And actually I'm going to link on the top but also down below my retinol series if you really want to know more. And there are, especially with retinol, a lot of, I would say, misinformation of things that are not really clear about it, that you can also read online but also watch on YouTube. So first of all, retinol is a synonym for vitamin A, and it is a natural molecule that occurs in our body but also in our skin, and our skin use the retinol in one pathway that we call the retinoic acid pathway, and retinoic acid is basically tretinoin. Tretinoin is the medical term for retinoic acid, and retinoic acid is the biologic term. So retinol has many benefits for the skin. First of all, it can reverse photo-damaged skin. It improves the proliferation of our skin cells in the epidermis but also in the dermis. It promotes the synthesis of collagen like tretinoin. Also, it thickens the epidermis. It can also helps a lot with hyperpigmentation and so on. And like I have said in the beginning, this pathway already occurs in our skin, and unfortunately while we age, this pathway starts to slow down. Retinol is often described in the beauty community as less potent as tretinoin because it is a 2-step conversion to turn it into a retinoic acid, so basically into tretinoin. This argument is actually not accurate because it all depends on the concentration of retinol that you are going to use. Of course, 0.5 retinol compared to 0.025% of tretinoin is very less potent than tretinoin, even though all the benefits that I've just talked about, you will get them even with 0.5 or even 0.2% of a retinol, but it would be less than with tretinoin. However, if you compare 1% retinol versus 0.025% of tretinoin, both results are fairly similar in most cases. And in general, I do believe that most people do need retinol in their skincare routine, but they don't need yet tretinoin. And definitely tretinoin is more for those of you who has super damaged skin. And by super damaged skin, I mean, for example, a lot of photo damaged skin, or simply you have more mature skin and you really want to have the best in terms of anti-wrinkle and to try to redensify the dermis. Clearly, it is better to go with tretinoin. This being said, I am going to show you how you can twist your skincare routine using 1% retinol to make it even more powerful, and having at home with over-the-counter skincare a tretinoin-like effect. And before I start, I want to tell you what are the retinol products that I do recommend the most. So obviously for this routine, you need to already tolerate 1% retinol. This is definitely not something that you should try if you don't tolerate well retinol. So my favorite one for sure is the one from Paula Choice. This is the 1% retinol treatment. This one is absolutely amazing. This is also the one that I used to use in my PM routine. Currently I am using a French retinol. This is this one. This is the SVR, the Ampoule A, and if you're interested into this one, you can also check my review on this one, but it is an amazing product. The one from Paula Choice, I don't have it at home, but the packaging is very reminiscent from this one from Paula Choice, which is the Clinical Ceramide Enriched Firming Moisturizer. And what I love the most is that it has a really nice pump, which is very important because like this you can really dose the amount of retinol that you are going to use in your routine, which is very important. Also, it is an airless container, so you make sure, so you have more, I would say, insurance that the retinol is stable. On top of this, with the one from Paula Choice, I've been using it obviously on myself, but also on many friends and also on some of my clients for a very long time. So I know that this one is really potent and that also simply it works. A more affordable alternative is the one from The Ordinary, the 1% retinol in squalane. This is actually the retinol that I'm using on my hand. This one also is good, but keep in mind that because of the packaging and the way it is formulated, probably it will be less stable, so I don't invite you to keep it for a very long time. I think on the package it is for 6 months. I would probably go even less than 6 months, but for the price, I don't complain much for sure. Okay, so the first way to improve the retinoid is to simply by combining it using other retinoids. By other retinoids, I mean derivative of either retinol or retinoic acid. And probably the one that is, I would say, the most promising is definitely the new ester from retinoic acid. So the brand name is Granactive, but the molecule is hydroxypinacolone retinoate. And this one, there is some papers, when I say some, it's probably 4 or 5, I don't exactly remember, that do show that it has a retinol and also a tretinoin-like effect on the skin. The main thing that you need to know is that those papers were done by the manufacturer, so therefore there might be a bias in the way that has been conducted those experiments. Which is why I don't like to recommend on its own Granactive, but usually I do prefer when there are other actives that might support the effect of Granactive. And of course, I'm thinking about another one that has a retinol-like effect, even though it is not in the retinoid family, which is a Bakuchiol. Bakuchiol also, there are some reports that show that it has a retinol-like effect on the skin, but again, there is definitely a lack of proper scientific data. Which is why I always recommend the one from Dr. Sam, which is the nightly serum. I have 2 videos on this one. One which is basically the formula breakdown, another one that is 3 different ways of how to incorporate this serum into your routine. This one is probably my best discovery of 2019. This formula is simply flawless, hence the name, I would say. And so the first tip is to simply use this one in conjunction with your 1% retinol. And the way that I invite you to do it is in the PM, you use your retinol, so 1 or 2 pump, preferentially of the polar choice. And in the morning, just before you moisturizer, use the Dr. Sam, the nightly serum. And again, only use 1 pump. See how your skin reacts and transition slowly to 2 pumps. Keep in mind that those treatments are definitely the next level, and the whole idea is, of course, to solve your skin issue and to bring it to the next level. So combining retinol with retinoid, so with the Dr. Sam, the nightly serum, the whole idea is to boost the effect of retinol, but at the same time to try to be as gentle as possible to not overly irritate your skin. So this one is definitely targeted for those of you who are a bit worried about the sensitization. The second way to improve your retinol is to simply to add vitamin C in the form of L-ascorbic acid. L-ascorbic acid is the natural form of vitamin C that also occurs on the skin. And there is, I would say, accompanying amount of paper that tend to show that one of the effects of L-ascorbic acid when it is well formulated is that it is also an antioxidant that our skin can use. And there are also many reports that show that L-ascorbic acid is also a very nice skin brightening ingredient. And if you combine L-ascorbic acid with retinol, you are going to increase the brightening effect. So this is excellent for those of you who have a stillborn melasma, but also hyperpigmentation. Keep in mind that L-ascorbic acid is an acid, and to be efficient, it has to be formulated under a pH of 4, so pretty low pH. Therefore, you cannot mix it with the retinol. It is also the same with the Dr. Sam because it contains azelaic acid. And the problem is that if in the same routine, so for example, in the night, you mix an acid with the retinol, you increase the chances that the retinol, which is the trans retinol, is going to isomerize into the cis retinol, and cis retinol cannot be used by our skin. So to put it very simple, if you put an acid, you are going to switch the conformation of the retinol molecule, and therefore it is not going to be as efficient. Which is why I recommend to use the vitamin C in the morning. So after prepping your skin in general in the morning, and especially for those type of routine for sure, I really encourage you to not wash your skin and to simply splash your skin with a little bit of water just to remove some of the oil that has been oxidized during the night. Then you apply a thin coat of vitamin C in the morning, and then you proceed with your routine, and in the evening, this is when you are going to use your 1% retinol. So the third way and the last way for this video is definitely the most potent way. So I strongly encourage you to start really slowly with this one, because this is definitely one of the most potent way, and it is simply to combine AHA with retinol. So here again, there are so much misunderstanding about this, and I'm pretty sure that if you're into skincare, you have already seen one of those videos that say, oh my god, don't mix retinol with an AHA, it will be a skincare nightmare, and etc. This, like always, stems from, first of all, a lack of understanding of how retinoid works, and also a lack of proper research. So like I have said many times, when you start with the retinol, you have a period between 4 and 6 weeks, sometimes even 8 weeks, to really tolerate the retinol. And during this period, we are all very different. Some people are going to be very irritating for 1 or 2 weeks. After that, the skin will be completely fine. This is the case of my friend. In the beginning, he has like really harsh symptoms, and then his skin just tolerated and no problem. Some other people like myself are still very sensitive. I do tolerate much better, but I do have a much more, I would say, sensitivity, which is also one of the reasons why I have decreased the concentration of retinol in my routine, and I use only 0.3 because it is completely unnecessary to have your skin in constant state of inflammation. So obviously, if you cannot cope with 1% retinol, it is not worth to continue it for a very long period of time. You can do it like for, I would say, at least 2 months. Then if your skin is still really reactive, you just decrease the concentration. Anyway, this is not the topic of today. So once you tolerate the retinol, what's going to happen is that the skin barrier, so your stratum corneum, that has been really thin out during this tolerance period, is going again to be in a healthier state, and this is the moment where you can start to again add AHA, and AHA are alpha hydroxy acid. You can also add actually a PHA for polyhydroxy acid. For today's video, I wanted to add AHA, and you will see why in a minute, to help to shed out the really top surface of the skin barrier. And this is important because you will see that once you have tolerated the retinol, the skin can become dull again, and this is also why you need those AHA. But in this routine, what I want you to do is to use like a potent dose of AHA to even make the retinol-like effect stronger. So the one that I want to recommend you is from a French brand. This is probably the only product that I know that has this blend of azelaic acid and also of glycolic acid. And I have 2 products to show you. So both of them are from the French brand Ducret. This one, which is the Intensive Care, and there is this one, which is the Global Serum, and both of them are in the Melascreen range that is meant to target hyperpigmentation, but they are basically peeling in a form of a cream that is very emollient. And stay tuned because next week I will review those 2 baby. So the Intense one has a higher concentration of azelaic acid and also of glycolic acid compared to the Global Serum. So if your skin is very thick, you have a lot of photo damage, and you cope perfectly well with your 1% retinol, go straight away with the Intense treatment. If you are still worried that your skin will be sensitized in that way, go with the Global Serum that is definitely much more gentle. And those 2 baby are the one that I'm currently using to exfoliate my skin. And the way that you are going to introduce them is first to introduce them once or maximum twice a week. You do it for at least 2 to 3 weeks. You see how your skin responds to it, and if you feel that your skin barrier is still strong and you don't have any sign of irritation, in that case you increase to 3 times a week to probably even 4 times per week, but be careful to not over exfoliate your skin. So the 3 ways that I'm just going to show you are not necessarily there for you to keep doing this for a very long period of time, but it could be very interesting to do it for at least 3 months, because you have skincare, I would say, because you have skin issues, like a lot of, like I said, hyperpigmentation, lots of photo damage, and you want definitely to have, like I would say, the maximum effect in over-the-counter skincare. Or it could also just to, I would say, boost your skin, like once a year you can do it for at least 2 to 3 months. So 2 to 3 skin cycles to really boost and keep your skin in a healthy mode. And this is definitely for those of us like myself who are in their 30s, even 40s, or 50s and 60s, and etc. and etc. Be aware of something, that because it is extremely potent, you may have some signs of irritation, which is completely normal. So therefore, your skincare routine has to be extra clean. By extra clean, I mean no weird botanical extract, no perfume, no essential oil. So something that is very, I would say, simple in terms of ingredient list, to have no irritants, and also go very hard with moisturizer. So a lot of humectants that are probably going to burn your skin in the beginning when you will have the irritation, which is completely normal. And then go hard with your moisturizer, especially at night, like just embedded your whole face with it. And this is going to tremendously help you to go further and push those actives to have like the maximum effect. So definitely this video is not for those of you who are just going, who just want, I would say, to start with retinol. This is definitely an advanced routine. So comment down below and tell me if you have any questions regarding this video, or if you have any ideas for me for future video. If you like this video, please thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little bell to not miss any of my new videos. You can also follow me on Instagram. I am Cyril Laurent. I thank you so much for watching me, and I will see you next time. Au revoir. Bye bye.